When you change your mind, you should be honest with yourself as well as with everyone around you. And rather than saying, oh, my position has always been absolutely clear on the European Union, I just may not always have expressed myself in quite the clearest terms, I think I should say that I have changed my mind on the European Union and on our approach to the European Union several times. 15 years ago, 16 years ago, back in the days of the candid list, I was a red-hot Eurosceptic. I believed that most of the problems we faced, or at least a very large number of the problems we faced, were not caused by the European Union. I've never said that, but that they were associated with the European Union. The position I took then was that the British ruling class was still in charge of the country. The idea that we were conquered and that these evil Europeans were trying to drag us down to their level was not something I ever did accept. But I believed that our ruling class was using the European Union as a fig leaf behind which to hide its own malevolent actions. I have not changed my mind on that analysis. My belief back in 2000, however, was that rather like relaxing a rubber band which has been stretched, as soon as we left the European Union, the government would be accountable to Parliament. It would not be able to hide behind the European Union. Parliament would be elected by us, and we would return to some kind of liberal or semi-liberal state of affairs. A couple of years ago, I had a good hard think about this, a think that took place over several years, and I realized that actually, if we left the European Union, we would be locked into a vast open-air lunatic asylum with the usual suspects in charge, and that, in fact, most of the bad things done to us by our state or by our ruling class have not even been justified by membership of the European Union. They've been done to us directly. It was not the European Union that told us to release the social workers. It was not the European Union that told us to make things like ASBOs. It was not the European Union which required us, or the government did not justify the Psychoactive Substances Act on the grounds that it was required by the European Union. We are victims of the ruling class of our own country. We are victims to some extent of ourselves, so far as we allow those people to continue. And the European Union has very little to do with the matter one way or another, except so far as when our ruling class wants to do something like abolishing cash, or tattooing barcodes on our foreheads, or giving us identity cards, or whatever. It needs to clear that with the 27 other member states, and the ruling classes in those states, although not entirely blameless, are not as malevolent as our own ruling class in every single respect. And so European Union membership slows down the collapse of our freedoms. That being said, I have decided to vote to leave, not because I don't believe that the people will vote to leave, and if we do vote to leave, I don't believe it will happen. The reason I shall vote leave, the reason I will vote leave, forgive me, is because I regard the referendum as, to some extent, a referendum not on our membership of the European Union, but as a vote of confidence in the present order of things. And since I don't have much confidence in the present order of things, I will take the opportunity to register my vote in those terms, for whatever that may be worth.